Hello, everyone, and welcome into the reading for the weekend of April 6th and 7th. So I'll be taking a look at what energies are coming through for you in advance of the eclipse. Also, make sure to check it out tomorrow. I'll be doing a special reading for the eclipse that's going to happen on Monday. So check that out. It'll be a little bit more in-depth reading. And I will be also doing some other different readings over the next week. So things like twin flame reading, is this your person, pick a pile. Make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell if you want to be alerted as to when those videos post. And so for today's weekend video, I am going to do a little bit of something different and pull one of the moon oracle cards specific for each of the individual zodiac signs. But otherwise, I will go through and do it sign grouping by sign grouping after pulling the initial cards for the energy for the collective. So let's jump in. The Fool in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse, and the Moon in reverse. So this is the energy that's coming out for the collective in general. Now, the Fool in reverse, and there so you can see the dog, that is about having this sense of like hesitation and not wanting to move forward, like you're reluctant to make this positive change in your life, like you're clinging to the past a little bit. And then with our Queen of Cups in reverse energy, this is kind of a little bit of that neediness and insecurity. So it's like you're insecure about making this leap forward. And then we have the Moon in reverse. And that is, the Moon card is about illusions and what's happening under the dark of night that you can't see. And so this is definitely an energy of like, you don't really know what's going on. Like you have a lot of doubts and you feel like maybe something is happening that you're not aware of, like you haven't really been able to pinpoint it. And it's kind of this battle between your intuition, like you feel like something's different, but what's being presented to you in person isn't necessarily matching up. So you have this sense of insecurity and doubt, and that's keeping you from moving forward because your ego is telling you something different than your intuition. So that is what is showing up at the collective level. So let's go ahead and jump in and we'll go sign grouping by sign grouping. And today we will start with our air signs, which is going to be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So we'll start with that and then we'll pull a moon card for each one. All right, so air signs, what we've got coming in for you. We also have the moon in reverse. One moment. Sorry about that. I had something in my eye. So definitely an extra strong message here for our air signs since we have the moon in reverse for both. Now, normally when I read the major arcana for the individual signs, usually I just read them as the upright, but since this one came out in the reverse and we had it in the reverse for the collective in general, go ahead and take it like that. So that's kind of this, again, it's the sense of like self-delusion and doubts and these repressed emotions, like you feel like something's happening that you just can't quite pinpoint. So let's see what other cards come out as well in terms of our oracle cards. So we have this one, Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? So if you're having this sense of fears and doubts, what is triggering you to have those? Is it a person? Is it a specific situation? That is giving you an indication as to what you need to be working through. And remember, with all of this extra heightened energy around the eclipse, this is a good time to work on setting your intentions and manifesting and being clear about what it is that you want more of in your life and what do you want less of. Now, this is a tough time in general, though, because with Mercury in retrograde, you don't necessarily want to be having major life discussions right now, but start to work through getting some clarity in your mind and kind of wait for a little bit of this energy to die down. But then you also have Freya, which is bold, unleash your adventurous side, take risks and be daring. So just know that with all of this energy that's out there, right now, like I said, with Mercury in retrograde, with the eclipse, because we're in the shadow period of the eclipse right now, then we're going to have it on Monday, and then we're going to have shadow period coming out of it as well. Know that things may not be exactly as they seem right now. So if you are going to be taking a bold direction, more so like things that you've already been thinking about, as opposed to a complete 180 in your life. Then we have Dragonfly, magic. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant. I am blessed. So, maybe we'll pull just a couple cards for air signs in general. Just a little bit more clarity on what is this situation, this moon in reverse situation. What other information is coming through from Spirit for air signs? We have our Six of Cups and we have our Seven of Wands in reverse. So Six of Cups is this sense of like comfort and nostalgia. So the dog is nostalgically looking at the other dog. And then with our Seven of Wands in reverse, that's a little bit of like this sense of surrender and kind of like weakness. And that goes with this sense of like fragility and weakness there. So almost like you're finally succumbing to some of these repressed emotions and being bold in the sense of facing it and looking at what is it that I really want. So remember, this is a hesitation to move forward, but some of the bold energy right now is about, don't be afraid to move forward. So that's that part. We'll pull a moon card for each individual sign within air signs. So first we'll start with Gemini. What message does Gemini need to hear for this weekend? This is a time for healing. So these repressed emotions that you've been dealing with and this, we'll call it this mirroring, is calling on you to heal something. And instinctively, when I flip that card over, you probably know, but if not, take some time to really sit in the quiet and bask and think about what is it that's triggering you? Why are you, and why are you afraid to move forward? The clinging to the past and being afraid to move forward is likely because there's something underneath that needs to be healed. So that's Gemini. Libra, what do you need to know? Look at the bigger picture. So this is the card for Libra. And as it relates to, what's triggering you, why are you being triggered? There's a lesson in there that you need to learn. So kind of zoom out and see what are the themes of the things that trigger you and what are the repressed emotions? What is it that you need to focus on in terms of big picture? Sometimes it's easy to get lost in the everyday, but think about over the course of your whole lifetime, think bigger picture about what it is that you need to work towards. Aquarius, what wants to come out for you? Surrender to the divine. Full moon. So Aquarius, if you've been trying to cling to something, you're afraid to move forward because you have all this sense of doubt and insecurity and you're really afraid, surrender to the divine. One of these was about surrendering. Which one was it? But like surrendering to the divine and having that faith that everything will work out the way that it's supposed to, and just have that trust and that faith. So that was for our air signs. Now let's take a look at our fire signs, which is our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And let's see what messages want to come through for you for this weekend. The Wheel of Fortune. And this one was coming up in the reverse as well. So it's almost kind of like there's a sense of delays, like there's something that's destined and fated that you're fighting against. You're letting these delays kind of come in and interfere with what's supposed to be happening. And actually, rather than waiting till the end, for air signs, I waited till the end. But let's get some clarification. What is this destined and fated thing in your life that's coming through right now? We have our King of Swords and we have our Five of Swords in reverse. So with our King of Swords, this is going to be that authority and that discipline, that rational kind of level-headed thinking. And then with our Five of Swords in reverse, this is about resolution and compromise. So there's been some delays because you need to sit more in this energy of, okay, how do I resolve this? And have that, the King of Swords energy, that rational, like determined, logical kind of leadership type of energy to say, okay, let's work on what is this resolution here. Instead of clinging to the insecurities about moving forward, don't be afraid of moving forward. Just approach it differently so that you can think about it in a more level-headed way, because there are some repressed emotions. There's some doubt. There's some insecurity here about moving forward. So this is destined and fated that you need to move forward, but there's these delays because you're letting yourself get caught in this sense of like weakness and fragility from the perspective of, well, but what if I do this and it doesn't work out? Well, what if this? Well, what if this? So you're being pushed by this dog here. So, all right, let's take a look and see what other clarifying messages want to come through. Oops, the one that jumped was Starseed. What lights you up? So what is it that you feel drawn and compelled to do? What is it that you get excited about in the morning? Like on the days that you wake up and you're like, oh, I can't wait for today. What is it about that day that makes you excited? What is it that you're eagerly wanting to jump into? And that is part of your calling, is to do that, as opposed to the waking up like, it's another day, I've got to go do blah, blah, blah. Think about what it is that you want to do and how can you incorporate that into your life better. Okay. Then we have White Taurus, sensitivity. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. So this is part of the awakening process, is getting to a point where you're able to be more perceptive to things around you, and you can feel the energy around you. You can hear intuitively what's going on. I love the expression that ego, something to the effect of like, ego yells, intuition whispers. And so if you constantly have all of this yelling and all this noise around you, you're not going to be able to hear your intuition. And similarly with this sensitivity, as you become more awakened and energetically sensitive, some of these harsh situations, harsh people are going to probably fall out of your circle because they don't vibrate at the same frequency as you anymore. So it's not even a matter of as you awaken that you have to have serious conversations with friends or other people about, well, I'm more awakened now, so we can't be friends. It's more like you just are not as compelled to want to be around those people, and they're not as compelled to want to be around you. So the whole thing of misery loves company. If you're super happy and excited and you know that this person's always miserable, do you want to go hang out with them? You probably naturally gravitate in other directions. All right, your spirit animal is sea otter, happiness. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. So again, this is kind of the whole thing of don't let yourself get drawn down into the lower vibration. So don't let yourself get drawn into feelings of anger, resentment, shame, guilt, feeling stuck, like all of that. It's letting yourself enjoy the lighter side of life. And some of that is also letting go of the fear. So there's fear and hesitancy around taking that leap of faith. And it's a matter of letting go of that and embracing what's waiting for you. All right. Sign by sign, we're going to pull some moon oracle cards, and we'll start with Aries. So Aries, nothing will come of this situation. So whatever this is that you are holding on to, and that the one that creates this sense of insecurity and fragility, whatever it is that you're avoiding taking this leap, and this is kind of like a situation that you feel stuck in, but you're avoiding moving out of it, like moving forward. It's destined and fated that you will, but there's delays that are happening right now because you're not accepting that nothing good will come of it. It's kind of like, well, if I stay a little bit longer, maybe it'll change. Well, if you've been staying in it for a long time, hoping it'll change and it hasn't, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for different results. So some of it is a matter of acknowledging what is not going to change, and then allowing yourself to choose your happiness. So next one is Leo. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. And this is a matter of, don't be afraid to take that next step. Like, step out of your comfort zone and just do it. The whole thing of 20 seconds of insane courage can change your entire life. So suck it up, have that insane courage, and go in the direction that you're feeling drawn to going in. All right. Oh, that was a couple cards that flipped. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what card is coming for you? Your commitment is being tested. And this card, there's so many different ways that you can interpret this. For me, this always comes across as your commitment to yourself is being tested. If you're telling the universe you want a happier, more peaceful experience, do you really? Are you making choices that align with that? So your commitment to what you say that you want is being tested. And the universe will do that before it brings in the blessings that you're looking for. It's going to test you and see, is that really what you want? So make sure that you stick to your guns and continue to make choices, even if they're very small choices, that are consistent with the life path that you want. All right, now we are on to our earth signs. Let's see what the earth signs have in store for this weekend. All right. And this is for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Magician. So this is all about transformation, and it's about manifesting and transforming lead into gold. So let's pull a couple more tarot cards and see what situation is needing some transformation. All right, we've got Six of Pentacles, and then we've got Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So our Knight of Pentacles in reverse is about this kind of irresponsible, lazy energy, kind of this dull energy. And then we have our Six of Pentacles, which is about charity and generosity and giving. So there's a little bit of this sense of laziness. Putting the two of them together, it's like you don't want to give anything, like you're lazy, you just want to kind of take from a situation. And that's the part that needs to be transformed, because if you don't feel like doing anything, you're never going to be able to get out of this like neediness energy, and you're never going to be able to break free from some of these things that are keeping you shackled. So let's take a look. The Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So this is having that faith, that trust in spirit that you're being called to do something greater than what you're doing right now. So your experiences in past lifetimes have led you to where you need to be right now. All right. Then we have Sage, quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. So that's especially this weekend, like going into the eclipse, really think about what is it that you want to do? Where do you want your life to go? Both of these figures, actually, when you look at them, I feel like they look very similar, or have a similar feel to them in terms of figuring out, I guess, where, if you've been training for this for lifetimes, what exactly have you been training for? Try to connect with your intuition and see what is it that you feel kind of deep within your bones that you're supposed to be doing here. And let's take a look at our spirit animal card for you. Humpback Whale, Singer. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. And that's that reminder of, if you need to align with your purpose, really thinking about, what is my purpose? Why am I here? I'm here for something more than just going through the motions. All right. So pull a moon card for each one. So start with Taurus. take time to breathe out. And all of these really, this is that call to deeper connection. There we go. They definitely all go together. So make sure that you're taking that time to meditate, that you're taking that time to reflect and really think about where is it that you want to go. Like, don't get lost in your daily routine to the point where you're not even thinking about where you're going. Like, don't get so busy, oh, I have to drive the car, 20 miles today, that you're not even thinking about what direction am I driving the car in, because otherwise you could be going totally the wrong direction. Oops. All right. So that was for Taurus. Virgo. Let's see what message comes for Virgo. A new start is coming. So you have something new coming in on the horizon, and this is new moon, and it almost kind of reminds me of the eclipse with the kind of ring of fire around it. So looks like a new start will be coming for you, and some of these colors, and they just kind of seem like they all sort of are going together. So new start for Virgo, something to keep an eye out for. So don't be afraid to take that leap of faith. Don't keep holding on so tight that you're missing this new start that's trying to come through. Capricorn, so those two. So these two are for Capricorn. You're very close to achieving your goal and expect powerful change. So the expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. So that's what's coming in. So especially with the eclipse happening on Monday, you have something new that's trying to come in for you very quickly here. So again, make sure that you're not letting your doubts and fears keep you from taking that leap, and make sure you spend enough time meditating and surrendering to the universe so that you can see when these things come in, because sometimes if a new start comes in, you need to be on the lookout for it. All right. Last but not least, we have our water signs. So that is going to be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let's see what comes through for you for today, or for this weekend. The Hermit. I don't know why all these are coming up in reverse. So the Hermit, this is that way shower. Like, whatever it is that you're going through, oops, I'll pull some of these first. Whatever it is that you're going through, it's like this sense of reflection and inner wisdom. Like, you're there to be able to light the way for other people. So take that time to reflect, like, why do I feel this sense of neediness and fragility? What is it that I'm afraid of? Let's pull a couple of clarifying cards. Is there any more information we have for water signs about what this situation is? All right, we've got our 5 of Cups, and we have got our 9 of Swords in reverse. So we have this sense of you're seeking help, and you're trying to recover from this. You're trying to recover from the sense of self-doubt and, this kind of inability to move forward, and you're looking for help with that. Because with our 5 of Cups, it's like there's this sense of loss and this grief, because you're looking at these 3 cups that are knocked over in front of you instead of looking at the 2 cups that are standing behind you. So this is a matter of you're trying to get help with that, and what's keeping you from moving forwards is you're focusing on the 3 cups that are down instead of the 2 cups that are up. So that's one of those things. If you want to make changes in your life, you need to focus your energy on what you are changing into, like what is the new path that you're going down. So focus your energy on what this new path is instead of focusing your energy on the old path that's no longer going to be. All right, light worker card. Yes. Just say yes. So whatever that question is that you've been turning around in your head, just say yes. All right. Our goddess card, we have Athena. Inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. So it's like you know what you're supposed to do, but there's just this hesitation, this sense of, well, but what if I'm, this is like self-delusion. What if I'm just telling myself a story? What if this really isn't the truth? What if? And stop letting your fears, uncertainties, and doubts dictate what you're doing. You have this owl on your shoulder, this inner wisdom. because in this one, she has this owl kind of sitting there looking over her, which is wisdom. All right, your spirit animal card is pronghorn. Action. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. So this is that card about action and this sense of just say yes and take action without delay. So this is the universe saying, okay, you've been stewing on this. You've been mulling this over for a long time. This like self-delusion and this, oh, I can't take a step. I don't know. You know, this, the universe is saying you've been churning this long enough. Now's the time to do something about it. So like use that extra energy from the eclipse to push you forward into action. So, and the thing with, you know, with whatever lessons you're here to learn, we're here on earth to learn lessons, not to stew in them, not to just keep churning the same thing over and over. All right, so water signs, we'll start with Cancer. Nothing is yet set in stone. So if you're thinking, oh, but you know, I really wanted to do this, but maybe it's too late. No, it's not too late. You can still make changes in your life, and this is mutable moon. So you can still make changes. So make the changes that your soul is calling on you to make, that little inner voice that's been there for a long time telling you should do this, you should do this, and you always come up with reasons why you shouldn't, like, oh, but I can't do that because of this. I can't do that because of that. Or what if I do this and it fails? You know, kind of now is the time to take action. Just because you haven't done it before doesn't mean you can't do it now. So that was Cancer. Let's see, Scorpio. What do you need to release? Waning moon. So something has been holding you back from taking that. So use your quiet time, use your reflection, that inner journey, that inner self-discovery. Use that to figure out what is it that you need to let go of. And remember, the hermit then shines the way for others. So whatever it is that you're going through, how you get through it could be the roadmap for somebody else for how to get through their situation and how to work on their healing. So think about it that way. What do you need to release? If your child or best friend was in this situation, what would you tell them that they needed to release? What advice would you give to somebody else? Alrighty, and last one up is Pisces. A new romantic cycle begins. So some of this, you know, being afraid to take that step, you know, maybe there's somebody that's out there, but you feel like, oh, but I don't know. Now is the time. So that's kind of that push that a new romantic cycle begins. If you're in a committed relationship, that there's a tough conversation that you want to have and you just haven't been able to feel comfortable doing that, now's the time to start that cycle, start that discussion. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're leaving one partner and going to another one. It can also mean that it's a cycle in your existing relationship, like for something new, something fresh. Let go of whatever self-delusions of, oh no, I can't talk to my partner about this because, oh, that's embarrassing. It's too vulnerable. What if they think I'm crazy? You know, whatever the case may be, now is the time to have that discussion and be open and vulnerable and allow yourself to let a new cycle begin. So I hope that you found the message for this weekend to be helpful, but as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. As I mentioned, there will be a special reading tomorrow for the eclipse on Monday, so make sure to check that out and hit the subscribe and notification bell so that you can be alerted when new videos post. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey and enjoy your weekend.